Welcome to Practical Writing. Growing up as a second language learner of English, we've all been through the challenges of writing in English, especially during exams. Normally, we're just given a simple question and we'll have to write an essay with like 200 words or sometimes 500 words around the topic. As a teacher, I believe you've had questions from your students like, where do I start with? How can I write so much based on just one sentence of a question? So the fact is, you can't just sit down and start writing. There's a writing process that you'll have to go through before even starting to write. Even outside of school, young people face different situations where they have to write in English as well. For example, if they want to buy something on an international website or write an email to the customer service, they just can't avoid writing in English. The program Practical Writing includes both formal and informal writing, which is meant to help their academic writing and school, and also how to function well in a society. So here we are at the home screen. There are 10 modules in the practical writing program based on 10 different text types. The text types include the type of essays that students will come across at schools like essay for and against or descriptive essays, and it also includes writing that they do in everyday life like texting their friends or taking notes. In each unit, they'll learn how to write a text type and also the skill that will be useful for all their writing. So let's have a look at the essay for and against module. It is a very common text type in school that students would come across. And each unit starts with a starting out video with a teacher telling you briefly what this text type is about. So let's hear it together.
Now, imagine you're looking for a new job. What's more important to you? Enjoying the job or making a lot of money? There are arguments on both sides. Maybe you think job satisfaction makes you happier than money. Or maybe you think that money allows you to enjoy your free time outside of work. This is what a for and against essay is all about. Looking at the different sides of a question and coming to a conclusion.
Okay, so looking at a different side of a question and coming to a conclusion. Let's see what's waiting for us in the practice zone. In here, you'll see different stages and progress of writing from brainstorming, planning your essay, to drafting, and eventually producing an essay. So let's have a look at the brainstorming 1 exercise. In this exercise, students are asked to take a piece of paper and generate ideas around the topic. Is money or job satisfaction more important to consider when choosing a career? You can see here there's a timer bar that they can click on and time themselves. And if in a classroom setting, you can pair or group up students and ask them to brainstorm together. After they've done this exercise, they can then go to the next one. And this one is a true or false exercise. And before doing it, they can click on this study sheet to have a look at some samples of how other students brainstorm with different formats and different ideas. Then they can come back to do this true or false exercise, which gives them a better idea of how to practice it. So let's try it together. So the first question is, when brainstorming, you should only write down ideas that are relevant. So I think that's false. You can see after I've clicked on the answer, I will receive an instant feedback telling me if I've done it right or wrong, and also the explanation. And let's try one more. So quantity is more important than quality. I think that's false. So, oops, I've got this wrong. Okay, so now that we have looked at brainstorming, let's have a look at another exercise. Let's try planning your essay. This activity helps students understand the structure of an essay. You can see the program is full of authentic materials just like this one. It's a real essay written by the real student, Ellie from England. So in this exercise, I will have to guess like what each paragraph functions as. So let's try the first and second paragraphs. I think the first paragraph is normally an introduction, so I just drag down here and then I will receive the feedback. So I've got it right. And the second paragraph, I think it's a paragraph against one. So no, I've got this wrong. And I've got the explanation here. Okay. And after we have done this one, we can then scroll down to see there's a study sheets here at the bottom. We can click on it and then download it. You can print it out if you want. This is a study sheet where you can see how the student Ellie brainstorm ideas and put this essay together. Okay, so now that we've looked at brainstorming and planning your essay, let's have a look at the last activity. And finally, students will be asked to produce an essay with 250 words by choosing one of the topics here. There's a suggestion here on how to arrange their time for planning and writing. And again, you will find the timer bar that they can click on and time themselves. Of course, teachers are welcome to collect their pieces to mark them, or students, if they want to check their own works, they can come to the resource bank and download different sample essays and compare their own works too. And also you can see in the resource bank they can find all of the study sheets in this unit here. So they can download them and print them out to practice. Okay, now that we've looked at the exercises from the for and against, which is quite academic, so now I just want to quickly show you the exercise in the text speak module, which is more about everyday life. So nowadays, it's inevitable for young people to meet someone who don't share the same mother tongue as theirs. For example, they may have schoolmates who just speak English or foreigner colleagues from their part-time jobs. So in this module, it teaches them how to text in English in their everyday life. Let's have a look at two exercises: inviting people to do things and responding appropriately. This is a very common thing to do if you want to socialize or to make friends with others. So, inviting people to do an activity together or being invited to one. But what is the appropriate way to text it in English? So, in this exercise, they will look at an invitation. It's a same invitation but in different formats, and they will have to decide whether it's a business contact or from a friend, or it could be both or neither. So let's have a look together. For example, the first one is: Dear Mr. Stevens, Whitford and Sons is delighted to invite you to this annual fundraising gala. So I think it sounds quite formal. It should be a business contact. Okay, so yeah, again, once they've clicked on the exercise, they will receive the instant feedback and also the explanation. So you will see in this exercise actually is talking about the same invitation but is in different formats. Then in the next exercise is how to respond to it. So whether it's appropriate or an inappropriate way to respond. So the same invitation, for example, if I respond with like, yeah, sure, that'd be great. So should it be appropriate or inappropriate? I think this one should be not quite appropriate. And the next one, for example, we can do one more. It's Hi Alex, are you free to attend the annual Whitford and Sons fundraising gala? So hi Kevin, yes, I'm available and that sounds great. So I think this sounds quite appropriate. Okay, then I click on marking and then I can see how many I've got right or wrong and show the answers and also feedback. For the feedback, I can click on each one to see the explanation. All right. So while we are working through the program is also monitoring our activities. We can click on this button here called Progress Report, and we can see the coverage. So how many exercise I have done or haven't done in each unit. And I can also click on Compare. This is to compare to other learners who are also using this program around the world. And also I can click on the analysis to see how much time I've spent on each unit. So it's very common to stay in your comfort zone just to practice what you're good at. But this analysis will help you to learn more about the time spent in each unit and to review your studies and plan it better. Okay, so I'm sure there's a lot more for you and your students to explore in this program. But I guess that's all I have time for today. To conclude, practical writing is meant to help learners to understand the process of writing and build up their confidence in writing in both their academic and everyday life. I hope you and your students can make good use of it.